All right, guys, I'm gonna show you how I started out on Microsoft Flight Simulator for PS5. Now, first off, you might notice a few things. This might look a little different than what it looks like on Xbox and PC. And I think it's just because it's a new game, guys. You know, what I mean, there's not a lot of content on here that's been shared. Like you go in the marketplace on Xbox, there's just tons of stuff. The Miltech simulations, them are super cool. Like they got a fully functional aircraft carrier, not one you can drive, but it has the hook that grabs the plane, and it has the launch pad that you can actually utilize on the aircraft carrier. But unfortunately, it's not available on PS5 yet. I'm hopeful for the future that a lot of this stuff that's on Xbox and PC eventually makes its way to the PS5. We'll just see in further updates, I guess. Really looking forward to the Miltech simulations, the aircraft carrier, things like that. Secondly, guys, is where to start in this game. Me personally, guys, as soon as I jumped into this game, I jumped right into free flight. Now, why I did this was just to get an idea of the basic controls of the airplane or the helicopter. Not all controls in games are the same. Like, I think the last flying game I played was Grand Theft Auto, and you wouldn't believe how many times I've crashed my plane on this game landing because I was trying to hit L2 for the brake instead of the circle button on PlayStation that is the brake on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm landing and just hit my rudder left and just airplane just flies right off the runway. Yeah, so just jump in free flight, get your controls down before you jump into career mode. You know what I mean? Maybe even check out a few different planes, jump in a jumbo jet, a small Cessna, maybe even give a helicopter a try. I especially say implore you to give the helicopter a try because it's kind of different. It's really close to being realistic, guys. The progressive feeling I get out of this game is just phenomenal, you guys. I love the feeling that I get. Now, it does have its pros and cons, like freelance mode. We'll get into that a little later. It doesn't work for me. But to progress in this game, guys, after you take your free flight there, all right, what you do here, you jump in career. All right, now in the beginning, all that's going to give you is these little first flight missions, you guys. They're not going to pay, they don't pay no money at all, nothing. They do give you XP though, but your primary goal to get missions on the map is these two things right here, certification and specialization. Okay, now the certifications cost money. As you see, we've got all the airplanes unlocked, and we're working on our rotary aircraft right now. This one's locked until an update comes out or something. But you want to grind up to get these things unlocked. But obviously, you can't do this first because you don't got a lot of money. The game starts you out with, I think it's about 2,500, which allows you to get your PPL license, which is the very first one right here, which will allow you to take those first flight missions. And the next one that'll be available to you will be this one right here, commercial pilot's license, which you need to jump on that. Now, with this first flight, how to start making money to get the money to pay for this license, what you need to do is go in here and you need to start achieving these goals right here. First flight just needs level 1 private pilot lessons. Ferry flight, level 3 commercial pilot license. Now, once you open the ferry flight, you'll start making money. Now, the payout's real small. You're only going to get like about $600-700 a shot, so it's really a tedious grind. But your primary goal is to get all these things unlocked. This one right here, the skydive aviation, was one of the first ones I got unlocked and was quite easy to do. Then the aerial advertising, that one was my second most lucrative. I could pull out $5K off of doing one of these jobs. Then as you see here, they all just keep on going. Now, once we got to agricultural aviation, guys, that's when the money started rolling in. With the airplane, you can get up to $80,000 per job with these airplanes. Now, the mission takes a good 20-25 minutes, but it is lucrative and will fund your entire operation. Now, certain tricks you need to see here, like okay, charter service, good example. All right, so perform airplane missions with landing smoothness above 50%. Okay, now before you unlock freelancing, guys, getting your smooth landing is a lot easier than after. I don't know what it is about this game, but after you get to that point in the game, smooth landings are a little harder to obtain. I wish I'd have known this sooner, because I wouldn't have progressed in the game, and I would have just jumped in a Cessna and landed that thing 30 times smoothly. So I would have just had them all racked up and ready, because this ain't the only one that you need to land smoothly on. There's a few more of them in here you need to have the smooth landing bonus to get. Now, the best way to do these smooth landings, me personally, guys, is doing these first flights right here. And what you want to look for is the Cessna Skyhawk. Use that plane in the first flight. You can go around the map, and it'll show you what plane you're using. Use that plane, because I mean, you can cut the engine totally down, adjust your flaps, and this plane will just glide down onto the runway, just giving you a smooth landing. You can totally farm your smooth landings with first flight in this single engine Cessna. It's just an easy plane to land. It's light, easy to control. And these first flight missions are generally soft, guys. Not a lot of wind. You're not doing them at nighttime. You know what I mean? They're real short. Another thing you need to keep in mind is when you're trying to get this smooth landing bonus, guys, don't do like I do when I'm farming these missions. You've seen my videos. Don't just take off without listening to the ATC, because what it'll do is you can run this mission perfect, have the smoothest landing ever, but because you didn't listen to the air traffic control instructions, it'll still give you a 0 on your smooth landing. So just listen to what the game tells you to do. Traffic to the runway correctly, take off correctly, acknowledge your landing correctly, do it all to spec if you want to guarantee that smooth landing bonus. But right here with these first flights is how you do that. Then what this does, guys, is once you unlock all these, it starts adding missions to your map. Now, we ain't near clear to opening up. We're probably at 2% of the world opened up. Got a few airports here. But you see all these things right here. Here's our agricultural. These are first flights right here. These are the ones you want to look for. Oh, nope, we're in freelance. Hold on. There we go. Obviously, these little parachute guys here, them your parachute jobs. But you got to get them milestones completed. And then once you complete them, a startup job for all these jobs will pop up. Like, it'll be a little gold, let's see if we can find one here. There it is. There's one that's grayed out. It'll be one of these guys right here. Like, on down the line, we'll unlock this somehow, but with one of our accomplishments. But that'll pop up, a little gold box somewhere, and then you just do that mission. Then after that, your missions are going to be available. Like, you start the agricultural, little gold block. Once you beat it, you got your mission. Now, we got a lot of them. We actually, our recent one, we just unlocked search and rescue. Now, in the beginning of the game, I'm telling you guys, the payout sucks. I'm still in a kind of a broke pattern here. So what's been the most lucrative for me, guys, has been the skydiving, aerial advertisement right here. But then after I got agricultural aviation unlocked, this is it, guys. This is it. Helicopter, you can get up to 40,000 K per mission, and it takes half as long as it takes the airplane to crop dust a field. A little more tricky, and you got to land to fuel up or fill up the spray tank on the helicopter, but it takes a lot less time. Now, you're only going to get half as much as what you make if you was to do it in the airplane, but you're still doing it half the time. And I've been farming these agricultural plane missions for a minute. It just gets boring doing the same thing over and over again. So how I'll do a couple of those airplane ones and switch over to the helicopter, do a couple of airplanes, switch over to the helicopter. And it seems to work out pretty well. Now, when it comes to these crop dusting with the airplane, guys, me personally, steer clear of dirt runways. This airplane is a flying brick. You have to land it at a high airspeed because it will fall down. It's got the turboprop engine on it, so you can do the quick reverse to slow it down fast. But even on a dirt runway, that thing will start Tokyo drifting on you and shit. Pretty crazy. My suggestion is either find a concrete runway or a runway that's just wide open. Because if the plane does slide out, as long as you don't hit nothing and the plane stops, it's still a pass and you'll still get your payout. So just keep that in mind. Just check your runway, and you can do that by simply focus on the job. Oh, that's a helicopter one. Let's find one that's got a plane here. All right, now it shows you where that airport is. All right, yeah, so that would be a doer for me. Right there. Nice, smooth cement runway. Wide open, not a bunch of trees and buildings. So even if you go sliding off this runway, guys, you're not going to crash, but you're still going to complete the mission. So just stay away from them dirt runways with this crop duster plane, I promise. The helicopter missions are super easy. Me personally, guys, I like the Airbus. That other helicopter is a freaking nightmare. I need some more practice with it or something, because it is not my cup of tea. That is for sure. But yeah, once you get that going, you can start buying airplanes, guys. You can start buying airplanes for this right here. It's gonna, once you reach a certain level, it's gonna give you the opportunity to start your company. In the beginning of the game, it's gonna be locked. But once it's opened up, you should have accumulated a good chunk of money by farming these missions like I've been doing. Some pretty cool ones. Now, when they first open up, the first flight is the only one, and Flight Sim is the only one that opens up. You got to deal with that until you progress through the game. Then after that, you can start unlocking other ones, and these things will just passively pay you. But it's not necessarily full passive, guys. It matches how much you've been playing. Like, you can't just turn this game on, set the controller down, and think this game is gonna make you money. You got to be in there doing missions and making money too, for them to make your money back. Now, we got 5 planes, so we're generating about almost 100K a day. Pretty cool, pretty simple, and it's a lot easier than, like, you're gonna be tempted to want to mess with these freelance missions, guys. Let me show you here. The payout's gonna want to grab you. All right, so yeah, R1 right here. And then you ain't gotta, this don't take out no percentage for your employees. This is just gonna be your money because you're doing it freelance. Like, I would get that whole $172,000, right, guys? But the problem with that is even if I pass that mission, that amount of money is not enough to, say, take care of my landing gear if I break it upon completion of the mission. I would just have been doing that mission for free. It's probably still would even still cost me more money. So if you're at a low amount of money, guys, and you're not, the game isn't making you passive income all by itself, a good amount of passive income, or you steer clear of this freelance. It's not worth it, guys. When it comes to these freelance missions, if the mission that they want you to do doesn't pay out twice as much as what the aircraft costs, do not do the mission. Do not do it. It is not worth it. I figured that out the hard way. Took my airplane, my little Cessna I bought, took it on freelance, think, oh, I'm gonna make 20K. Landed it, busted my landing gear, 100K bill to fix my landing gear. Even though I got the full coverage insurance, which is kind of weird, but still, it's like, oh man, forget that. You need to actually have some money to use this freelance thing. So I built up a little bit, bought some aircraft. Now I got 5 aircraft. At the point I was at like 3 aircraft and had 500K, and I figured, well, that's enough to get going on this freelance now. Now I can start jumping in some of these missions. Oh my God, guys! Destroyed both planes, all three planes. Destroyed my bank account. Was right back to rock bottom because I tried to jump in there because I seen these numbers on these payouts for these jobs, thinking, oh, I'm getting right in there and making that. Steer clear of freelance jobs, doing freelance jobs manually until you are. If you ain't got 10, 20 million chilling, I suggest not messing with it, or unless the job pays out twice as much as the aircraft you're using for the job. So even if you crash it or not, as long as you complete the job, you're still gonna get 250,000 plus your 250,000 back for your plane repair. So you're still gonna turn a profit. So just stay away from these freelance mission guys in the beginning of the game. You're gonna be doing a lot of farming, a lot of farming. And me personally, guys, like I said, these agricultural aviation is where it's at. It has been funding my whole operation since it's been unlocked. And like I said, we got a few things already. Like I said, we're pulling in a 100K a day with our passive income right now. I just added another plane, so that number should beef up. But if you want to get your passive income beefed up, buy as many planes as you can for each one of these businesses. And I'm telling you, guys are going to rack up some bread. But you still got to play and do missions. You don't necessarily, you got to complete them too. You don't necessarily got to do the hardest missions, guys. Just play the ones you know how to complete. Like I'm set on these agricultural missions, so I'll play those missions while the passive income is matching what I'm doing with my gameplay while I'm grinding out and making big bread. Now, you see here, we got 5 aircraft. That's our search and rescue. We got the plane. That's the cheapest, guys. The helicopter's $1 million. The plane cost me like, I think it was like 300,000. Now, this is the one, this is the default. This is the first one you'll unlock in your companies is the first flight. These 2 aircrafts are pretty cheap, guys. I got both these for about 400,000. And this thing generates some money. And if you are wanting to try freelance, guys, look, I suggest doing those first flights with the helicopter because you'll get your 20 grand and it's a lot easier to get a smooth landing in this helicopter than it is in that airplane. So it's less of a chance of you tearing up your aircraft and having to pay for it while still making 20, 25K in 5 minutes. But it's still taking a chance. I did it yesterday. I know how to do these things and still messed up my landing gear. I'm just done trying these freelance modes manually until I got a certain amount of money. All right, then that's our agricultural. Obviously the plane, that's gonna cost us about another $1 million. The helicopter was only about 250,000, so we just started off with that. But we will get a plane and maybe even either a helicopter or a plane, just depends. I'm pretty sure the plane's gonna make us more money, so we'll get 2 planes and 1 helicopter and then assign a pilot to each one of them. See what we can do with this passive income. But the more planes you got, the more money it's giving you. Because I started out with 2 planes and it gave me like, I think it was like $20,000 on my first payment. And then the next one was 68,000, and I got one this morning for like 89,000. So we're pushing 100 grand, and I just bought another plane, so I should be past 100 grand by tomorrow. And then, yep, there's our aerial aviation. As well as that one, we got the cheapest used plane we could find, just so we can get it up and going. And you got to keep the maintenance up on these things, especially the used ones. You on here? All right, we'll go ahead and hit that so we can get this up. I'm probably going to say it's going to cost us about 100K to completely get this plane 100%. You can still use it, but it's just not 100% yet. All right, yep, see you right there. Last known condition to maintain, 128,000. That's going to be in the landing gear and the electrical because it's a used airplane. Now, just because you buy these used airplanes don't mean they don't work. They work as soon as you buy them, but you have to address this eventually and soon. So as soon as I come up with 128,000, I need to fix this plane so it's tip top. Then you won't have to mess with it as much. You know what I mean? You'll just do that basic. It's like $2,000 to check on it every day, which ain't nothing if you're making money in this game. But yeah, guys, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Like any other game, you're gonna be doing some grinding to get through it, make your way through it. But just be patient and be careful how you spend your money, guys. Trust me, them freelance missions are gonna want to grab you because you see those payouts. But once you crash that airplane and cost you 100K for a 20, 30K mission, you're going like, man, what the hell? So just stay away from them freelance missions manually until you are set on your way. But other than that, guys, this is a great game. Like I said, it does a lot for my imagination, and really I wish to see a lot of other games using this map, this map interface or whatever it is they're doing here. This is crazy cool. The whole world. This game gives me just a great progressive feeling. I really feel like I'm there flying a friggin' airplane with this game. It doesn't seem video game. It seems real. But just be careful, and most importantly, just have fun. I have fun with it. But once you dive in this career mode, trust me, take my word for it, guys. Just repeat the steps I've just said, and you'll be on your way to making millions in no time. Like I said, we haven't had a steady million yet. We've made a couple million so far, but I don't got a million in the bank yet. But we're going to get to that point. We're on our way, and we're already clearing 80K a job every 20 minutes with the agricultural aviation. 40K every 5 minutes if you're going to do it with the helicopter, because it's a lot faster, but there is a few more steps to it. Other than that, just accomplishing your certifications, guys, and then getting those specializations unlocked with your smooth landing. I believe the other ones are passing, getting an A with transporting people, getting an A with transporting cargo, getting A's in certain situations. You'll see once you get in the game what the criteria are. I'm not going to go over all of them with you. You can just get in there and scroll through and see. But there is a pattern to this. If you're gonna want to make it work in career mode, if you want to be able to succeed in career mode, my biggest failure in career mode so far is the freelance. I mean, and the freelance probably wouldn't be so bad, guys, but something in this game is wrong with the insurance. Like, I got full coverage insurance, but it's still charging me $100,000 to fix my landing gear. Then yesterday I crashed my helicopter that I had full coverage insurance on, and it made me pay the whole bill. And I have full coverage insurance on this thing. It cost me like $243,000 to fix this helicopter. I was like, man, I might as well just sell it and buy another one. But I already crashed it, so it's only worth $50,000. But I still sold it like whatever. I almost just gave up on it again. Now, I went and bought my helicopter, but I just stayed away from doing these freelance missions. Something's wrong with that insurance, and something's wrong with that economy on there. It don't work. The payout for the chance you're taking, like I said, it'll be a lot better once you got big money in the bank. But in the beginning of the game, guys, do not do those manual freelance missions. You're gonna kick yourself in the ass, and you're gonna lose your money. You're gonna crash your plane, and you're gonna be pissed. So just stay away from that. But other than that, just get in there and grind, guys. Get that skydiving aviation opened up. Sky or aerial advertising, get that one next. And then after that, get that agricultural aviation opened up. You're going to be farming in no time. And you can do these missions, however, you're going to still get the maximum payout. Even if you don't listen to air traffic control, you just take off, land whenever you want to, land wherever you want to, going the wrong way down the runway, you're still going to get your payout. But if you're trying to accomplish goals to get the specializations unlocked, you need to listen to air traffic control and follow the instructions to the job, to the point. I've seen it happen. Like, I just took off, not listening, disregarding the air traffic control, had a perfect smooth landing, no aviator warnings prompted or anything. But when my when my stats popped up on the screen, it still gave me 0, 0, 0 on all 3 of them, just because I didn't listen to air traffic control. Even didn't give me my smooth landing. So if you're trying to get that smooth landing or the A or B, you want to do it correctly. You want to do it correctly. But yeah, that's how you farm the smoothness. The smoothness landings and the A and B. The A and B grade that you're going to need to get on these missions. And doing those missions, guys, again, the A and B grades and the smoothest landing, like I said, using that single engine Cessna, that plane is so easy to control. It's so light, not hard to land, not hard to get everything you need to get. You can farm all your grades and landing smoothness with that Cessna on first flight. But that's my take on it, guys. We're gonna keep at it, and we found a game we enjoy, and we're gonna play it as long as it's around. Definitely a good. I've wasted $70 on worse, but I mean it's actually a fun game, guys. You want to get out of the norm, you want to play something realistic. This is it right here, guys. I can't stress enough the progressive feeling I get from this game. You got to see it for yourself. But yeah, take my advice or do it your own way, whatever. Have fun.